What up, Dokkaners? So you might have noticed that you've been earning some tickets over the last few days, and now with all of these tickets, you're probably wondering what you want to do with them. Do you want to summon? Is there any reason to not summon? You probably might have already done so, but I'm here to tell you, don't summon right away. Save your tickets because it could spell the difference between pulling the units that you need and pulling the units that you don't need. So let's jump in and discuss. Number one thing I want to start off by saying, when it comes to the daily missions, some of you guys have been expressing your confusion over this, and I said so on a live stream. I also mentioned it on Twitter. The daily missions are available at reset, as we've come to expect, right? Every single day at reset. For me, it's 5 p.m. PDT. So for wherever you live around the world, it would be at a respective time. But the ticket is always seemingly completed already. It's not that it was completed, it's just that it's still done from the previous day. So when does it actually drop? It basically drops 6 hours later. And the reason for that is because of the simple fact that we started the worldwide download countdown celebration 6 hours after the day's reset. So unfortunately, the ticket has now been hard-coded to release at that same time every day. So if X is the time that you have your reset, X plus 6 is the time that you would get the ticket. So if there's any confusion about that, hopefully that clears it up. It's not good that they do it this way because I worry that new players especially might miss out on these couple tickets here and there. But the good news is, even if you miss out on a couple tickets, it's not going to ultimately be that detrimental because you're going to be earning a lot more. Or actually, I guess it would be if you don't spend a lot. If you get a lot of memorial stones coming in next week, then it might not be that big a deal. But if you don't, then it kind of does. So I just don't like the way that they did this. But again, we can't really do anything about it. So just want to let you guys know about that. But that being said, at the moment, on August 20th, 2023, I am currently in possession of 12 of these tickets. 12 only. So that means I've basically done 3 days worth of worldwide countdown stuff, which means I've got 3 multiples of 4, 12. We're getting to a total of 28 during this week. And then we will jump into the worldwide download celebration and we'll get even more tickets courtesy of the memorial stones. Now, I could summon, but I don't want to because I want to wait until the worldwide download celebration to see what's coming up. Now, first of all, let's just take a look at these 2 banners. These are 2 massive banners that basically span the entirety of Dokkan up to a certain point. I think it's somebody mentioned it. I forgot. But the point is, there's a ton of Dokkan festivals here, basically from day 1 all the way till nearly present day, probably like 4 or 5 months off. But we got a bunch of units here. So up at the top, we got the more relevant characters, right? So you'll see some of the more friendly characters like 200%, units that can nullify, Blue Kaioken and his broken EZA, some nice supports. You got Gigarad here, kind of brings it down. And on the same side on, or the same thing on this side, we've got the, well, I guess it doesn't really look as good just at the top looking at this side, but you got the, you know, the Golden Week Cell, you've got the Resurrection of Blues, you got Cooler, a fantastic EZA, you got Gohan, great starting unit. So in terms of judging which banner is better, I really can't tell you. Because while at the surface level, you would want to say that the other banner is better for the simple reason that this unit is here, this unit is here, that unit is here, you really can't say that because what if at some point these units receive EZAs? What if at some point one of the other characters that are deemed written off or like useless and are just written off get EZAs? Case in point, Int Goku Black. What if this dude receives an EZA, that too during the upcoming worldwide download celebration? Well, that might completely change the dynamic of these 2 banners, right? It all depends on which units you need and which units in general are good now versus good later. And because there are so many characters, you literally cannot decide which one is better over the other unless you are a whale or a veteran Dokkaner who basically has every character. If you're one of those people, then of course you can make that decision very easily, and this really doesn't apply to you. But for new players and for those who don't otherwise know necessarily what the best choice might be, here's my suggestion. One thing I would recommend that you do is to check out the Dokkan Wiki and take a look at what these individual units do, because that way it can give you an idea for what they're capable of in terms of leader skill, in terms of overall kit. Plus, you can bring these questions to your various Dokkan streamer if you want to get their opinion on it, or you could join the Discord server. You can ask other people's opinions in the Discord server. Link is in the description, by the way. Or you can even ask in the comments section. People will give you their thoughts, their testimonials with these characters. But more importantly, given that it is the worldwide download countdown celebration and we still don't know what is coming up exactly for worldwide, it really all depends on how the celebration is going to play out, I think, at least. Because let's just say Goku Black Rose ends up being a Dokkan Festival AGL LR, right? You're going to want to have some nice Goku Black characters that can link well and synergize with the character. Int Goku Black right here will do the trick. Are there any units on this side that link very well? Actually, let's pull up the link buddy and let's actually see. So let's go to actually wait, let's go to the Dokkan API. I really like the Dokkan API when it comes to finding link buddies. So let's do Goku Brick. All right, let's go to AGL Goku Black Rose. Perfect. So who does he link with? We got physical Goku Black. We got basically all the evil Future Saga people. Oh, we got AGL Zamasu. Where is AGL Zamasu? So Int Goku Black and AGL Zamasu both appear to be on the other one, although we have the physical Goku Black here. So yeah, AGL Zamasu is here, Int Goku Black is here. So based on that simple fact, if this dude were to show up, then you could argue this banner's better, right? Or on the flip side, if Vegito ends up being the Dokkan Festival and you want to have some good units that link well with the Vegito, well, let's look it up. This is why the links that I have in the description are extremely useful. This is one of my favorite resources, Vegito Bleu. Actually, wait, they don't have blue here. It would be Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. So let's do Tech Vegito Bleu. Who links well with him? Of course, other fusions. But then we've got like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We got Blue Kaioken. We got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So let's take a look and see where those units are located. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Blue Kaioken. Okay. And then the tech one is probably over here. So out of the two, this would probably weigh more heavily in your favor in terms of finding units that might synergize with the Vegeta. Or maybe there's something else entirely, another list of criteria that you're looking for. So that's why I think that at the moment, it's too premature to actually do any summons. I think it's better to save. Of course, it's not the worst thing in the world if you do, but I just think, you know, I like to Dokkan responsibly. I like to give you guys as much information as possible. I think that's the best and most healthy way to look at it. Now, we don't know the dates yet, for sure. The Dokkan Now teaser last year took place on August 19th, which was a Friday, 2022. Given that I'm posting this video on a Sunday, we could be receiving a teaser possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. Maybe there's no teaser whatsoever. Maybe they just drop the video on us randomly and we just have to be ready for it. You never know when it comes to Dokkan. So regardless of whenever that happens, when the celebration actually starts, of course, then we will know what's coming up. So I would say at the very least, if you guys are very trigger happy and you don't know how long you can hold on, I would say at least hold off on doing any ticket summons until we start the worldwide download celebration, because by then you will see what the banner looks like. You may not necessarily know, you might see the characters that are featured on it, but you won't necessarily know when the banner is going to be made available. And then at that point you can make a decision. Where the heck is the worldwide download campaign? Here it is. So this goes until August 24th at 11 p.m. PDT. So I would say wait until then at least to then see what's coming up. By then we might even know what some EZAs are going to be, because the Dokkan Now premiere, video presentation, whatever, is very telling. It gives you a lot of information that will be very, very useful. So that might also dictate what some potential EZAs might be. And then of course, the Memorial Stones coming in. So remember, I made a whole video explaining what Memorial Stones do. For every single Memorial Stone, you can exchange it for a ticket. So if you have a bunch of units on these banners that you would like to summon for, especially new players, and you would rather not spend a high premium of 150 Memorial Stones to buy a single character, you can instead use all of those tickets that you've now exchanged for and do a ton of summons and potentially pull a ton of units. You can either do a 50 unit multi, or you can do a 7 unit multi, or you can do a bunch of singles. Regardless, it's entirely up to you, and I think you should give yourself more options by first waiting until the Dokkan Festival banners are announced, by waiting until the EZAs are potentially announced, or at least the ones that we generally know are going to be happening, and then, and only then, should you exchange your Memorial Stones for tickets, and then at that point, go crazy. I think that's the best thing you can possibly do. And I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you, because while I am 3 days late, I'm hoping that I was able to save at least some of you from potentially summoning now and throwing away chances at potentially getting something that you would want more later on. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you've already done some ticket summons on these banners. Not the worst thing in the world, by the way. But if you did, which unit were you summoning for? And if you have not, are you waiting for the Dokkan Festival reveal? Are you waiting for the EZA reveal? Are you perhaps waiting until the end of the worldwide download celebration to maybe even get an idea for what's going to be coming up afterwards in terms of EZAs and whatnot? Let me know your overall thought process on this whole worldwide ticket shenanigans in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you literally know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.